Hello YouTube friends. I don't know if this is going to work. You won't believe the setup I've got the iPad on this time. Very precarious. But I wanted to show you this little bit of my garden. Now, it might be that it's too windy, too noisy, because the road's just a few hundred yards down there and the motorbikes come by fast on a bank holiday. It's a bank holiday Monday today, 28th, something like that. And I've had visitors staying, which has been absolutely lovely, and they went about an hour ago. And then, so since then, I've been getting this bed ready. I just had lots of potted plants on it to overwinter. So I've got rid of all of them now. They're all over different parts of the garden. And I want to talk to you about this bed. It's really small. What is it? 3 foot square maybe, which means that you can reach right to the back and right to the middle of it from all sides. This is a bed that it's raised on legs. This is a bed that my dad made, and he has maybe 4 more like this that he gardens on. It's got loads of advantages, this kind of gardening on a little table like this. One of them being, of course, that you don't have to bend down, and so for him at 92, he finds that really helpful. For the past few years, he's found that bed really useful. And so this was a spare one he had, and he gave it to me, and I've had it going for a couple of years now. So this soil has just been used last year to grow salads, so I'm going to renew the soil a bit with some good new fertility. Now, gardening without bending down when you've got a dodgy knee is a really, really good thing. But also, one other really good benefit to this height is I'm going to plant direct sow some carrots in here. And I don't know if you're aware, but carrot root fly is a problem when you grow carrots. There's these little flies that can smell carrots from, you know, like 3 miles away. It's slightly crazy, and they home in on your carrots and burrow into them and lay their eggs and ruin the carrot crop. However, they don't fly above 3 feet in height. So if you plant your carrots, so you can plant your carrots on the ground, like I have over there, and you can put onions around them, so the carrot root fly can't smell them. That's one thing that I've done, to plant them on the ground. But another thing you can do is put a barrier of horticultural fleece all the way around the bed as well. But here, I won't have to even worry about it. It's not even going to be a thing, because the carrot root fly won't even know the carrots are here. So this is a good bed for growing quick crops. And I'm going to plant some lettuce in here, some lamb's lettuce, I've got some spring onions, and then I'm going to direct sow some carrots, and that will probably be it full. It's not that big, but it's actually a brilliant thing, and I wish I had a few more of them. It's about, what is it? It's only about that deep, but you can get a lot of good fertility in the soil, no matter what. So what I've got here then, that I want to put in, I've got some of my own compost here. I've just dug it out of the compost heap, and this is the stuff that I make when I save all my kitchen scraps and muck out the hens and get hops from the brewery, all of that, and a shredded paper, and I layer it into the compost heap. It's part of the carbon element to the carbon and nitrogen mix that you need in compost. So I've just dug a bit of this compost out of last year's compost heap, and this in this bag here is a bit of as a bag of the coffee grounds that I get when I go to the cafe in Hexham. I'm not going to put a whole bag in, I'm just going to put a thin layer in. And what's great about having the bed here right next to the hens, if there are any weeds, I can just chuck them straight into the hens. They like that. I've chucked a couple of worms in this morning as well, and they've quite enjoyed that too. So I'm going to break up all the coffee grounds, and I'm going to mix in my compost with all this great soil that's underneath it as well, but this will just enrich it and make it even better. I'll get to all corners. I've got some of this stuff, which is the clover multi-purpose compost that I like to use. got another bag of that down here because there's definitely not enough. So I'm just gonna mix it round and distribute it evenly. I get some more of that clover because there isn't enough of that there. I'm gonna get this bed full of good rich nutrients in all four corners. So I'll just get on and do this then. I'll get back to you when I've filled this up and we're going to plant it out. Okay, so what I've got here is a tray of lamb's lettuce and another tray of a mixed lettuce, which is the cut and come again sort. So I'm going to plant mixed lettuce in here. It's the sort of stuff I pick when I come out in the morning and I need some lettuce for a juice or something, or if I'm making a salad in the evening, I can just come and pick a few leaves from the outside of these plants. That's 2 rows of lettuce. I'll go and get the spring onions. They're just in the polytunnel. So the spring onions were planted on the 8th of April. Here they are, just little tiny spring onions, and I'm going to plant them in a cluster, I think, so that I can just thin them out and eat the thinnings, and then let the one I leave behind grow a little bit bigger. I think that's a good idea. That's good. They're just the right numbers of spring onions in that little tray there. So I think probably we could direct sow some more spring onions to have a succession of sowing. That might be a good idea. Yep, that's good. Happy with that. Put a bit of lamb's lettuce in here. This is lovely stuff in salads, really delicious. And also in juices. I'm getting geared up for juicing. I've got over there, I've got Swiss chard, spinach, leaf beet. I've got kale. All of that will go down the juicer beautifully. This is the season for juicing. It's very expensive if you have to buy juicing ingredients. I almost never do it in the winter. It's just too expensive. But when you can come outside and pick them from your own larder, nothing better. Okay, carrots. This is a variety called Flyaway, so I hope it doesn't. Yeah, I'll plant all of those. And I'll eat them as thinnings, so I'll pick them when they're really tiny and then let some of them grow to be a bit bigger. Ridge them up a bit so I can see where they are. This was packed last year. It's a nice big seed, so I think what I'm going to do is plant all of it. And we'll plant it here. A little bit of chaos going on over there with the little tiny black and white bantam. The one that got left behind at the auction. Settled in quite nicely with all the other hens. Okay, so there's a drill there for the beetroot. And if I plant these quite thickly, then I can eat some little beetroot and let some of the other ones grow a little bigger. Like beetroot baked, very delicious indeed, as a roasted, like a baked vegetable. I like it just cooked and served in salads. Not so keen on it covered in vinegar, which is a traditional way of eating it, I guess. Okay, so that's the beetroot. I'll stick that there so that we know that there's beetroot in there. They're quite close together, but I'm going to eat these fairly small. So my friends, that was how to plant up a 3-foot square table garden in like 20 minutes. Very pleased. I'll water that all in later. As I say, it's too warm now, and we'll keep an eye on this and see how it goes.